Hello and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're checking out Telepath Tactics. This is by the self-proclaimed one-man army known as Sinister Design. You may be wondering what's up with this. You hardly ever do RPGs, let alone tactical games. Well, you'd be entirely right about that, but this one convinced me that it was definitely worth a shot. I have a sordid history with this genre. In particular, if you were to ask me, like, what's your favorite genre that you just never put in enough time to appreciate properly, it would have to be tactics games. Like, I've played quite a bit of Final Fantasy Tactics. I've always enjoyed, like, Disgaea and, I don't know, some of the other, Ogre Battle, stuff like that back in the day. And just never really put in enough time. So occasionally one will shoot out of the woodwork and convince me maybe it's worth, some more spent investment of my minutes. And some of the things that I'm going to read off real quick here from the website that convinced me. Really cool features like destroy walls, build bridges, lay explosives, change the face of the battlefield to your advantage, capture the high ground to get damage and range bonuses, shove enemies off cliffs, fling enemies into environmental hazards like water and lava, inflict nasty status effects like blindness, and then of course it supports multiplayer, which we're not going to be doing in this episode, but aside from just local multiplayer in the full release, there will be online multiplayer. There are randomized item drops. You can build an army out of 22 different classes, each with its own suite of attack stats and elemental strengths. And a bunch of different gameplay modes as well as aggressive enemy AI. And should be fairly intelligent, I suppose. I haven't actually still tried it yet. And finally there is going to be, not in this demo yet, but in the full version there will be a map editor. You'll be able to create mods and various new types of things to augment your battles, so that sounds pretty exciting to me. So, beyond that, just the framework of this one seems pretty interesting, and the developer is working on a Kickstarter, which at the time of this recording only has a few more days left, so I definitely wanted to see if I could help, in my own little way. So here is the new campaign screen. I'm going to skip right through this because not that much to see here. I'm going to try and be on my best behavior for this episode because I know I have a strong tendency of getting a little ADD and skipping around stuff and missing instructions, and I know you've probably been waiting for ages for me to say something like that, but I'm really going to try this time. So the Dunder Archipelago, an enormous cluster of islands spread across thousands of square miles of ocean. In the earliest times, each island was largely isolated. Its inhabitants, if there were any, left to develop a unique culture untouched by neighboring isles. And we're going to speed that up a little bit because I can click to do that. 800 years ago, Sir Gilliam Dunder changed that. Making use of new sailing and navigation technologies, he led a massive army on a whirlwind conquest of the archipelago, absorbing island after island into a sprawling empire that would endure for centuries. With no unifying culture to bind them, Emperor Dunder and his successors required a deft hand to keep tensions among the islands under control. But even a canny and watchful emperor cannot always staunch the ambitions of ruthless men. A small garrison sits on the island of Kovit, unaware of the disastrous events soon to transpire. Fair enough. So we're going to run through this tutorial. This is just, in all my testing and such, and I have to say this gets the award for probably the most tests for getting a proper recording in. And even through that title screen, there might be a couple little weird glitchy things just because it only seems to capture when you mouse over a button in the title screen. It's not the case when you're in the actual game, but I think that's something to do with Flash. Anyway, so we're going to control Emma Strider, the swordsman in the bottom left. Click on Emma to select her. Very good. Thankfully, most of this stuff should come across fairly straightforward to anyone who's played any tactics games before, and I'm, like I said before, not really the person to say that I'm like an expert in this genre or anything, but I will give it my best and try not to be a big jerk and forget stuff. So left-click on a blue space to move there. Strategically, I don't know, there's not really a better position right yet. We're just fighting in somebody's house, apparently. End turn option resides in the right-click menu. Right-click an empty spot on the ground to access it. That took me out of the situation a little bit when that pops up. It seems like we're not supposed to see that. Because it reminds me, like when you're in Flash videos or, watching YouTube or something, or maybe not YouTube actually, but any video where you can like set the zoom level and like change the options on your webcam. That kind of felt like what the menu was popping up here, but this is still super early, and maybe this won't be the finalized thing. I also have to wonder what's up with having quick game right here. I could very easily mistakenly tap on that because I'm hitting end turn right here, and awfully close to surrender as well. So end turn, enemy's going to move, and going to stand right in front of me apparently. Alright, so what do I do for combat here? +1. So move Emma right next to Sabrina. Let's do that. And now we can attack. Interesting that there's a skill for swords, or yeah, attacks, but there's no end turn on that little menu there. Alright, move mouse over each button to see what it does and which spaces it can reach. To choose an attack, click it. Choose sword, the attack on the left now. There's sword on both of them though. Oh, shove. Okay, you have to click first. Yeah, that's the one I want. Now click on that space. Dodged. Well, crap. So I have to say the music is pretty well outstanding, actually, from the bit I heard. Oh, backstab. Oh, I've been there before. The title screen music, the music that's playing right now, although it's extremely quiet for you guys, so my narration goes over top. Very good stuff. And I actually quite like the hand-drawn art and everything, too. It has a very personal feel to it, and you don't see that enough. I should have really gone around the back. Grant, the platoon's cryokineticist, leans into the room. Ladies, I hate to interrupt, but we're needed on the front lines. What a weird thing to walk in on. I guess they were just sparring. General Sophia, the weapons depot is ahead, but it seems our bandits have not contented themselves with looting. I'll send word back to the fort seeking reinforcements. She touches her fingertips to her forehead, eyes closed in concentration. After a moment she speaks. Wow, that's a very detailed thing to say. No, we will retake the weapons depot ourselves. She smiles. Let us see what stuff you're made of, Emma Strider. I would think that these bracketed emotes would be represented maybe in the final version with like somebody's profile picture. You know how they do that in all the anime style stuff. There's always, you know, that one still moment just to show what's going on. Alright, so I guess we're in control of all of this situation now. We can click and drag this map around, check out the fortification before us. Grass looks a little tiley, but I'm not going to complain. It looks fine, actually. Shrubbery looks beautiful. It actually has a pretty nice level of crispness to it. Although I might have wanted to see the water tiles be animated. Although they do look nice. You can actually see under them and the edges that are butted up against the land, which is a nice little detail. Means that there's one extra tile along the border here that wouldn't have normally been there. So you could probably just put the opaque one right up against it. Nobody would have said anything. So, what do we do? So let's move some troops around. I think that's what we want. And we're going to need to build a bridge across this crevasse here. So Bartleby Gutentag? That's an interesting name. He's an engineer, so we're going to want to move him in a way that can do some engineering. I don't think I have any skills that are going to be of use where I'm standing. So we can build barricades, bridges, and use a wrench to crush stuff. Alright, very good. Cancel that. And turn... Well, no, I guess I want to move everybody I can over there. See, this is the thing I always get a little frustrated about when I'm playing tactic-style games, is there's usually a lot of troops involved. Not in every game, but in a lot of games. And that involves a lot of micromanaging each individual person. I know that's really what you're here for, but for somebody like me who tends to be more engaged by faster-paced combat and stuff, like, I don't mind the strategy, it's just all the micromanaging and how that can really bog down the experience. So I would consider... Oh, I should probably, like, rotated these people. I don't know if I can do that. Can I go back to you and rotate you? Oh, yeah, I can. Alright, so far I feel like I haven't made a complete fool of myself yet, although I'm sure that can still change. I don't know if these guys are just going to start shooting arrows at me or what. Maybe I need to take some cover behind these shrubberies. Oh, what's this guy? He's like a ninja? I should probably have been looking at each troop as I went. He is an assassin level 5, okay. And I know some of you guys watching these videos are totally into this genre, and that's totally cool. Like, I'm actually psyched that that's something you guys might find interesting. So I know I did that one, now the name's escaping me, but that was the slower pace, like a visual novel style mixed with a tactics game, and I know a few of you really enjoyed that one, the War of the Human Tanks, that's it. And I didn't think it was particularly the best game I've ever played, but I also did understand why you would like it. And I have no problem playing stuff that's outside of my comfort zone. I just always have to make sure that when I do that, I preface the video... Oh, he's adjusting his goggles. Demolish the bridge, have to... Oh, I will construct a replacement. Very good. Well, I knew that. Yeah. Build wooden bridge, start the skill. Okay, got it. I think I was going to do that anyway, even without any more direction. But what I was saying is I have to make sure that I preface any of these episodes with the fact that, you know, I fully understand that this may not be my thing. So if I come out sounding biased or anything, that's not my intention, and I hope that you don't take that away. I mean, granted, I'm going to be biased because I only have my own opinions about things, and that's fine, but I'm not trying to, like, hate on anything if I have a slightly more negative opinion than someone who particularly enjoys this style or genre. Might take a minute to see if there's anything we can use. Well, that's up to you guys. You're going to be over there doing that. I'm going to be taking care of this bridge situation. We're all getting pluses for being super awesome. Let's put you up here. Now, let's use our skills to build wooden bridge. I guess we got to go like a tile at a time, huh? Or can I move again? I can. Oh, I wonder if I could like move a bunch of times and I just... Oh, I don't know. Okay, I guess I gotta build it 2 by 2 as I go. Yeah, because now I don't have any more. Oh, the rocks are actually not for support, are they? They're just for... Okay, they're there to, like, bother me, I guess. Well, that's okay. I guess next turn I'll just go around it. And turn. I don't really need to move everybody individually yet. I could have probably split them off in a couple different directions. Might have made things easier. Who knows? Let's move one tile, grab a skill, build a bridge. I was totally expecting these 2 boulders were going to be my supports to build over top of, but yeah, that was dumb of me. Skills. Alright, now we're across. Not the best strategic position, though, considering we're kind of like right in their way. Swordsman, swordsman, crossbowman. And these guys are standing on top of their beds for some reason. Bowman, bowman. Alright, and then we got some guys over here, swordman, bowman. What we're going to want to do now is get this guy the heck out of here. See if we can't maybe get some of our strategic advantages set up. Like, for example, moving our own personal crossbowman to a position that might be a little bit more effective. There's our cryokineticist. That's such a weird title. I kind of like it, though. What's this guy? Psi healer. Alright, we got to keep our healer somewhere useful as well. It's not going to just get instant shot dead. Let's move you behind a tree or a bush. There isn't really a good spot for you, is there? Alright, you're going to go right here for now. Hopefully nobody starts shooting you in a second. Seems like the UI is pretty smooth. Well, it works the way it needs to work. I'm not saying it's perfect, but for now I think it makes sense. Our shadow assassin dude can sneak pretty far for one turn. And we'll have to move our bowman over across the other side. I'm going to eventually get the look of what each unit looks like, and then I'm not going to have to like wonder what they are. It's actually quite well differentiated. Like, that clearly looks like an engineer. That clearly looks like a bowman. You can see them holding the bow. Clearly looks like a swordsman. This is the one I wouldn't have guessed exactly what he is, but, you know, that's not a very traditional title. And the healer, you know, makes sense. He's got, like, this little cleric thing going on. Mentalist, I also wouldn't have probably predicted that, but thinking about it, headband, ponytail, makes sense. All seems legit. And I think one of my favorite things, if I remember back in the day of, like, Final Fantasy Tactics, was unlocking new, like, weird classes and stuff, because I think there were a bunch of secret ones, including, like, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, which was super random, but kind of cool. So that's as far as I think we can go for this turn and turn. So they're going to have a dialogue each time. That's kind of cool. We're not due to get any reinforcements from the south, are we? Those aren't ours. We've got company. Oh, they just figured out we're here. Alright, I guess the battle's going to actually start now. I kind of like how they did that The developer did that, I should say, that it's set up in a way that you feel like you're sort of participating in something that's really unfolding in front of you, instead of just there's a bunch of units around the map. They're going to stand there until you like walk into their aggro radius or something. I'm going to guess this part's mostly scripted, though. That's an interesting thing about this style of game. It runs a really interesting balance between things being scripted and things being dynamic. At least it often is the case. I'm not sure I can really say 100% is if that's the case here. The tutorial actually seemed pretty well done also. Like, I feel pretty comfortable now already, you know, having done very little in the game. I feel like it's already sort of up to me to control what's going on here. Now, I mentioned before that there's something about high ground. I'm gonna guess that, I mean, perspective-wise, yeah, this is high ground, and this is high ground, but it's not like there's a obvious... Oh, maybe there is, actually. 2-5 land, 0-5 land. Yeah, okay, I think that's what it is. So those are your vertical tiles. You gotta be a little careful on that. So why is this one 0 out of 4? I guess that's a hill? I don't know. 1 out of 5, 0 out of 5? So that... No, that doesn't make sense. That's gotta be some other thing then. Passability shoot through. I'm just trying to like grab information here. Yeah, okay, I don't know what that is anymore. Magic, I guess. So there isn't an obvious way to tell if a troop is at a position higher than you, other than the visual element, I guess. Alright, let's move our engineer somewhere else. Let's move him not in front of the bowman. How about that? We should probably send our stealth dude out first, maybe. He's the assassin, though, so he should probably sneak. So let's send our sword person, our swordsman, out ahead. And if you can't tell by the structure that I'm setting up for this video, we're just going to be doing this one battle. Although, if I do end up really enjoying this game, I have no problem playing it more in the future. The developer was kind enough to offer me a copy of the game to possibly make another episode or make some other derivative video something. I do want to try out the multiplayer at some point, but right now it's only local multiplayer, so that might not be possible yet. Let's get our Psi Healer around somewhere safer, and I'm being overly cautious now. I know it's taking forever. Move our Mentalist out. I just want to set up a nice front here, so that way we just don't get decimated in one turn or something. I don't know, is this even a good spot for this bowman? I don't know what their range is like, and I can't really tell. Oh, there, that's how I can tell. Alright, that is not a particularly long range, so maybe this is not a very good position, because I'm not going to be able to shoot over this water. So let's make an effort to move that troop over here. Very good, and turn. Let's see if they come to me now. Because there is a pretty decent choke point now on this bridge. And I should also say I'm really a big fan of, you know, the big classic games of strategy like chess and stuff. That's something that I've always been a fan of. I was in the chess club when I was in like 3rd grade, so I have a definite appreciation for strategy. I just don't always come across as probably being the right person to be playing that type of game on videos, because like I said, I'm a little impatient. And that's something I need to sort of overcome. I need to bring that impatience level down a little bit, because I have this feeling like if I stay doing the same thing for too long, you guys are just going to tune out. Because that's kind of how I tend to feel when I'm watching videos online. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you guys don't mind me slowing things down occasionally, I have no problem doing that kind of content sometimes. There's also the thing with, like, since I tend to rush, I know that I tend to also pass up on a lot of details. So I don't want to miss out on something really important and then screw the whole gameplay for you guys. I know how frustrating that is. Alright, shoot him up. 8 damage, that's not bad. I'm going to receive 8 damage, though, in a moment if I don't step out of the way. Let's see if maybe I can just finish this guy off in one move. Yeah, I think I can actually get right in front. Do a little bit of a... See, if I positioned it better, I might be able to shove them over the side there, but no, that's not going to be how we do that. Alright, cool. So that was a successful attack. Now what would be nice is if I could move myself out of the way, but I think we are frozen in place once you do that attack. Move you around here. And we're going to get our other sword person. I keep saying, wanting to say swordsman and then trying to go for the gender neutral on that for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about. Should I back this one up? I think I want to leave an out in case I need to move out of the way or something. And let's get our mentalist going. Right over here sounds good. Again, sorry if I'm taking forever. You gotta be methodical with this type of game, right? I think that's kind of the big point. But now that I know better what the bowman's range is, like this is all safe. I'm not getting in any trouble over here. And that's gonna do it for that turn. See how easy it would be though for me to just go right to the end or quit? I really hope that's just from this demo and not indicative of the final thing. I really don't want that button to be there for people to accidentally hit. Nothing would suck worse than like playing an hour-long fight just to accidentally end the battle or surrender or, you know, quit the game by accident. Hopefully it would at least have a command prompt or a confirmation dialogue before something like that actually goes down. Alright, everybody's moving around. Nobody's doing anything particularly controversial here. I guess what that means when they turn gray, that means they've like tapped out all of their available use of that turn. We have quite a few troops here to get at. And I'm sure I'm going to lose a few of my own. I should probably experiment with like our mentalist and see... What? I won? Emma Strider and her forces would join with Commander Crow for battle and the Nefarious General Liquist in the mines of Devilmouth. Battle may or not, may or may not actually end up appearing in the normal campaign. Well, that's fair enough. Geez, well, that's weird. I was expecting to fight that all the way through. I actually feel a little sad now because I wanted to really go at that, you know, the right way, and now I don't really get an opportunity to. But, you know, it is a demo. I shouldn't complain. It's better to see a little bit more diverse content. I have no problem with that. And we've got quite a striking lavascape here in front of us, I believe. So you're actually attacking this position. What a peculiar strategy. I'll make sure you get a fitting epitaph once we're finished here. Seems fair. So clearly, we've got quite a... Oh, wow, we've got a lot of troops to deal with here. Our own and theirs. This is a high-level tactics game. I didn't realize there were going to be this many groups, or this many groups of troops in general. So what do we have here? We have Linus, the level 10 red Sprigget. We've got a level 9 Shadowling. That was one of the things I said I thought that was particularly interesting about this game, was apparently there are disembodied heads that feed off of human sadness. And you know me, that's the kind of thing that'll make me want to play a game. Assassin, Psy Healer, Bowman, Engineer, Crossbowman. I wonder if an Engineer can build bridges over lava. Cryokineticist. Alright, so what I should do in this one is just have fun with it, and probably not worry so much about strategy, since you saw me try and set up a decent strategy there. I was trying. Now we should just see what these troops can do, and see if we can, like, flank them, do something interesting like that. I don't know what these guys are apt to do when we get our control over them. Let's check out what Linus is up to. Oh, we can't move through troops. Okay, I was wondering. That was another thing. Some games, the troops will just, like, jut out of the way as long as you're passing through them to another position. That is not the case here. So you can actually build troop walls if you choose to, I suppose. So this guy has wings. That means he is a flying creature, which means I can have a particularly nice advantage standing over lava if I need to. And we've got what looks like some kind of earth golems over here. What's his deal? Stone golem, okay. Can move him very few tiles, actually. He's not particularly mobile. That's fair enough, though. What does he have for attacks? He has a crush, falling shove, okay. And what do you have for attacks? Fire breath, claw, and long range fire breath. That seems really useful, actually. And what is our lizard man? Well, we haven't ended our turn yet. Should probably get a bunch of troops set up over here. What's this guy got? Oh, that's the cryokineticist. Let's check out his attacks. He's got Mind Blast and Cryoblast, so mental and cold damage, and a 50% chance to freeze. there's certainly good potential here for some very tactical fights. Psy Healer, Swordman. You gotta get all the bases covered, I suppose. And you can see there's an item sack there. You know, a large amount of what makes these types of games also very interesting is the between the battle stuff, how you manage your troops and how you know, deal with the RPG-esque elements that tend to manifest in this style of a game. And it sucks a little bit that I'm not going to get a chance to look at that, but at the same time, it's probably going to manifest in this case as a bunch of minutes of looking through menus, so you probably didn't want to see that right now anyway. This guy particularly looks a lot like, what Pokemon is it, like Ghastly or something? That's fine. Not really criticizing that, I just thought that was kind of funny. Alright, this turn's going on for a long time. I don't think I want to move everybody around. Let's just end. And we're gonna sit and watch them all move around for a while. At least that's what I presume is gonna go down. Oh, okay, you can hit me from a space apart. I didn't know that. Takes a while to get a feel for this type of game. You gotta really know what all the troops are capable of and how to, you know, react to them properly. Obviously not something I'm gonna get a feel for this quickly. But in a few fights, you know, if you build it up from a small start and you introduce new troops and units little by little, that should come across pretty well. I quite like that these cavalry members are riding on armored praying mantises, or I don't know what the plural is, manti. And again, I'll bring up the music is quite nice. It's been just sort of slowly going on throughout all of this, and so far I haven't heard a single bad note. So I'm feeling like, despite my reservations for this style and genre, I really have almost nothing bad to say about it. I mean, I wish I got to play that other fight a little longer, but that's just due to the nature of the demo. That has nothing to do with the game itself. So I have no problem supporting this game. I think this is definitely a recommended one. And pretty cool that I'm able to like strategically pick a game that I wasn't expecting to know if I would like, and then, yeah, picked a good one, I guess. I think this is going to be really important to see the progression of these missions, you know, so you learn these troops little by little. You know, if I was in the developer's shoes, I probably would have started out with a very small group of units, you know, like 2 or 3 at a time, just to start you feeling the difference between moving one unit at a time to managing a couple to managing 4 to managing 6. Because this is a little bit of like a level of chaos here just based on what's going on. There's a lot of troops. And this is, I would expect this is the type of fight you would get into like towards the end of the game, because this is going to take so long to set up that you really need to know what you're doing before you commit that amount of time to a fight. I don't know what just happened. Grant left the battle with permanent injuries. What's this guy again? That's not gonna heal right. Oh boy. Alright, so I don't know what these guys are doing. They like start a fight and then they all leave? Or is that... Oh, that was my troop, wasn't it, that left? So instead of killing each other, maybe we actually just want to fight up to a point and then leave. Seems fair. That actually makes a lot more sense than everyone killing each other every time. Now let's do some flanking and backstab or something. Claw, Fire Breath 2. Let's claw this guy. -7. That is not a particularly strong hit. Although I probably could have checked that on the attack list manifest, whatever you want to call it. I'd really quite like to get this little sack of stuff here. It actually tells you what's in it too. A whetstone, steam thopter, lead ointment. It's a little sad to know that, like, you know what's in these already. It's usually a nice surprise to find sweet items or whatever they are. Man, that looks exactly like that Pokemon. I'm sorry, but it really does. Shadow Port, feedback, return damage to the enemy, always hits. Basic mental attack, always hits. Okay, let's do the mental attack. This guy's tough. I'm not going to be able to kill him in another move. I'm going to have to go at this guy with like everybody. And I don't think I have a diagonal attack with this character though, unfortunately. It'd be nice if there was like an area of effect sort of thing. And what can I do with this? I should be able to hit him from here. Oh, he's on my side. Derp. Undo. Alright, if that's my biggest mistake for this whole episode, then I'll feel contented by that. It couldn't have been more obvious. The enemies are clearly denoted with a yellow diamond. I guess the fact that they're red, like, just by virtue of things being red are usually bad is what just made me have a derp moment. Alright, what's this guy got to do? Action, move him up there. Okay, what do I have? Impale, base damage 14, that's pretty good. Pierce up to... oh, this is perfect. Double backstab, that felt right. Oh, but they get a reaction attack, I guess? Yep. So I should be able to just hop right down here. I'm probably going to lose him on the next turn. Sword and shove. Might as well finish him off, right? I don't even know if it's even possible for me to kill all those troops, even if I was at my best. It seems like there's a ton of them. Like these Mantis guys, the Imperial Cavaliers, they have a lot of HP, and there are 4 of them. Then we've got a bunch of Imperial Razor, Imperial Crusher, Larabel's Ghost, a couple of healers, Liquis Frigate. Yeah, this looks like a real tough fight. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to beat this without a lot more practice. You know, really moving these troops around and getting the feel for what each guy has, where to put them and all that. So I think what we'll do is wrap it up at this point. Like I said before, pretty well recommended. I can't really see too many faults in this one. So, I mean, granted, again, coming from somebody who hasn't played a ton of these games, but the ones I've played, I pretty much got the idea. I think I understand what the point of the genre is. I think I have a good time with them when I can. So, in my not completely professionally qualified opinion, I enjoy it. I think you guys might as well. And, granted, my opinion's kind of out of the situation here, because if you watch me play it for this long, you should have a pretty good idea what the game's about as well. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to like this one. I haven't even mentioned, there's nice little particle effects. Adds a lot having stuff like that. I would actually have also kind of expected this lava tile to maybe, you know, not undulate, but like the color to pulsate a little bit, something like that. Just these little dynamic details can add a lot, but the art style is really nice. So all in all, big thumbs up. Check it out if you can. Support the Kickstarter if you are able. Granted, if you see this video several weeks in the future, that part won't matter as much, but hopefully there will be a way to support the developer, and if any new links do pop up, I will be sure to add them to the description, as well as the download link for this demo, so you can try this yourself. This is the public preview build, so you will be able to try these battles out, see if you can do better than me in the few turns that I have, or have had. So that's going to pretty much do it for this one. As always, remember to head on over to the website, www.indie-impressions.com. Check out all the videos, old and new, sort them by all the different genres, sort them by their distribution method and platform. You can check out all the free ones if you prefer. Simple as just a click, and then feel free to head over to the forums as well. When you're done with the website, though, facebook.com/indieimpressions. If you choose to leave a like on that, you'll get every day's new video delivered right into your Facebook stream. Makes it nice and convenient for you. That way you don't have to come looking for them. I can come right to you, if that's how you prefer to do things. If not, that's fine too. There's always the YouTube page or the website. And if you have any comments, questions, criticisms, or just want to recommend a game, if you're an indie dev and you want to have me check out your game just like this one, that's how the developer contacted me, was right through Twitter. Feel free to leave me a tweet. @RockLeeSmile is the way to do it, or there's also a contact form right on my website. Send me an email or a PM via YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, whatever you need to do, I'm here for it. Always willing to try out new games, and always happy to find cool stuff like this. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you come back again tomorrow for another awesome indie game. And that will do it. Have a good night. Talk to you later.